Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Davidson, the Sexual Integrity Coach located in Wilton Manors, Florida. Thank you for watching another episode of Adult Sex Education. A few weeks ago, I had a message from a subscriber named Johnny who said he finds it frustrating that a huge percentage of guys he meets on social media apps who say they're interested in meeting suddenly disappear when he tries to make that happen. Some even agree to a time and place and then ghost him. Johnny wants to know how to detect ghosts sooner to avoid these unpleasant disappearances. Johnny said it feels like a sexual rejection, a personal rejection, whether it has anything to do with him or not. It feels like gaslighting. Johnny wonders what he did wrong, especially when the last communication suggested no problems at all. He wants to know how to be a gay ghostbuster and never waste time with another one of these gay ghosters again. If you're not familiar with the term ghosting, it's when someone suddenly stops all communication without warning or explanation, even when the other person attempts to reach out and follow up. In some cases, they suddenly block the other person when it seemed that they were developing an interest. While ghosting has always been a part of human interaction, social media has made it easier and more prevalent. While we mostly think of ghosting as something that happens in dating or hookup apps, anyone can play the ghost game, including family, friends, and even businesses. Johnny, you are not alone with this. Unfortunately, ghosting comes up pretty often, and it frequently comes up in sessions with my clients. So much so that I'm not sure I can tackle this subject today with just one video. So today I'm going to focus on some reasons that people ghost others on social media. In a future video, I will talk about ways to manage this and not fall victim to ghosting. So, welcome to the first meeting of the Order of GAG, Gays Against Gay Ghosting. One of the main reasons people ghost others on social media is the perceived lack of consequences. In the virtual world, it's much easier to ignore someone or block them without having to face the repercussions of hurting their feelings or dealing with a potentially awkward conversation. The anonymity and detachment that social media provides can make it tempting to simply disappear without an explanation. You don't have to be held accountable for your behavior if no one knows who you really are and might never meet you in person. Social media is wonderful in many ways, but it has been influential at making us more socially illiterate and disrespectful than when our interactions were mostly face-to-face. The anonymity of hiding behind a profile pic or avatar allows people to be malicious or just disrespectful with no personal accountability for their actions. You need to understand that when you log on to a hookup or dating app, you might assume others are there for the same reason you are. You might also assume that others will engage with you as you do with them. If you are an honest person, you probably believe others on the app are going to be honest too. If you're being kind, why would anyone treat you with disrespect? These apps serve multiple purposes and appeal to many people, but for different reasons. There are the nice guys like you who are simply looking for a playmate or maybe even the potential for long-term romance. But there are also con men, scam artists, catfishers, gold diggers, drug dealers, sex workers, sexual predators, undercover cops trying to catch the sex workers and sexual predators, men cheating on their spouses, and the spouses of the men who are cheating trying to catch him in the act. Sometimes you are ghosted because the person you were communicating with has determined that you are not the target they were seeking. It's easier to ghost and block you than it is to get into a discussion about how and why they were deceiving you to begin with. Hookup and dating apps are not known for such values as respect and social etiquette. Secondly, some people use these apps specifically for the endless supply of nude photos and erotic banter to feed their fantasy while they masturbate. When you engage in conversation about where you will meet and what you will do, while also requesting photos of each other, these guys are indulging in edging and masturbation. As you know, once the deed is done, a man usually just wants to roll over and go to sleep. He ghosts and blocks you because he finished. A third reason men ghost is because they use the apps to get validation that they are worthy of hooking up. Every man who says he wants to meet them is a validation that he is still desirable. That alone is all he needed. It is kind of like the wicked queen from Snow White chanting, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" When someone seriously wants to meet them, this wicked queen feels pretty enough that she can simply block, ghost, and move on to the next one. Some people ghost because they enjoy the mind games. They like to play with people's heads, raise their curiosity, build their hope and interest, and then pull the rug out from under them when they think someone is truly interested. Maybe someone has done this to them, and now they want to take their anger out on someone else. Sometimes it causes them to feel powerful, knowing they can anonymously deceive another person. It's unfair and unkind, but this is one of the hazards of taking these apps too seriously. Ghosting can also occur for less malicious reasons. The ghoster might be apprehensive about using a dating or hookup app if they are naive, new to the experience, or feeling shameful and embarrassed about their sexuality. When using the app, they become ashamed, suspicious, get cold feet, and instead of dealing with that, they just disengage from the person who showed them interest. They lack the courage to follow through, and they feel too embarrassed to be honest about what's really happening. Other people have told me that they get bored with the endless superficial banter that seems to go nowhere. They become frustrated with the same lines over and over from multiple different men. Ghosting and blocking is how they manage their online experience because their patience is wearing thin. I want to go back to a statement that I made earlier about catfishers. Catfishing is a term used to reference someone who creates a fake online identity for the purpose of tricking or controlling others. Their profile photos are not their own and may even be AI generated. They create fake profile content to appeal to a designated target, which is likely not you personally, but anyone who fits your demographic. Their motivation might be for entertainment and to dissociate from their real-life situation, or it could be more malicious, with intention to extort, scam, or even do bodily harm. When they have played you as far as they can, or when they think you're beginning to get suspicious, ghosting is the final card they will play. Back in my day, we didn't have social media. To ghost someone meant that you didn't acknowledge them the next time you saw them in public. We didn't even have caller ID then, so you couldn't just avoid someone's phone calls. We did have telephones. I'm not that old. The advantage then was that you got to meet people face to face. What you saw was what you got. You never had to wonder if their profile pic was real or was taken in the same century. Interacting with people face to face helped us all stay more accountable for our actions because we would likely see them again and others were there to witness our behavior. We were often more respectful of others for the same reasons. I'm Dr. Stephen Davidson, the Sexual Integrity Coach. I hope you will like this video and subscribe to this channel. Please check out my website at sexualintegritycoach.com. There you'll find information about the services I provide, as well as links to both of my books, Peaceful Mind, Peaceful Life, the Guidebook to Happiness, as well as Sexual Integrity, Finding the Courage to Be Yourself.